So like, what is it? Is our community homophobic? Are we for the LGBT community? Are we breaking away from the slavery mentality and doing Ifa? Are we devout Christians? What are we? Like our community is so fractured and divided. Yes, I understand we don't have to be a monolith, but like, dog, this shit get embarrassing at some point. Now we see this situation where, Boston Richey and his ex-girlfriend exposed him for quote unquote being DL and all this, whatever. So what? Because I'm a content creator, I gotta talk about it, but so what? You were doing it to him. What did that make you? But then all of a sudden, he cut off your lifeline of getting you out the hood, of finding your life and all this, whatever. And now all of a sudden, you gotta do whatever you gotta do to take him down. Not understanding that we've seen this story a million times before you. So when it comes to the younger generation, Gen Z, and some younger millennials, these are the same stories running over and over. Because a lot of them, it's called solipsism, where you think you're the only person that's going through what you're going through. You think you're the only person in the world. You think you're the exception, not the rule. But with this, you know how many times that a woman has broken up with a man and the next you know, he gay. Like, and it's funny because it's trending. Oh my God, he gay, he DL, he this, that, and the third. So we see this thing where they be like, oh, but who raised these men? You women. Since there's quote unquote no men in the house, you're raising the same gay men that you're mad at, or being homophobic too. And then you say, well, okay, well, that's y'all problem, black men. Y'all not in the house and this, that, and the third, whatever. Yes, we understand that, and then we take accountability for that. We take accountability. When y'all don't take accountability, like, okay, since they're primarily in your house, you're the custodial parent, you're doing most of the raising. So everything that he's picking up on his daily basis is what he's seeing from you, which is going to be female mannerisms. He's going to pick up female mannerisms from being around a female all day. So he's sassy, he this, that. Well, you raised him around his mama all day. This is why young boys need men in the house. Same thing as young women need a stable woman around them to teach them how to be a woman. When you wear your dress, cross your legs. And then you also have the men that have to do the same thing and teach, okay, this is how a man's supposed to be treating you. Because when we're told as a man, do you want your daughter to date a man like you? I have a daughter. Do I want my daughter to date a man like me? Once I got asked that question, I changed my life. How I was living, no. You change your life. Big example. So then you're getting single women that are raising these daughters and these men being sassy, and then they're being raised to be docile because they're trying to raise them to be the man that they want or how they want to be treated. So it makes them a docile man. And then you're raising young women to be your friends and all this, and then y'all end up beefing with each other and y'all fall out, then your children go no contact. That's why we're seeing this big thing of no contact. Because then when you're raising your twin, that's all cute when they're younger, and then you grow up and you see, oh, they're the younger version of you, and then you look in the mirror and see that you're not that anymore, then the jealousy happens. And this is why we see most young girls going no contact with their mother because of that. This is all a cycle. And people always be like, oh, the CIA is undefeated. I know it's a funny joke that we always say that, but it's really the FBI. Because the CIA only works on foreign affairs. The FBI, that's who works on the land, so we can get that. Every time you see things come out that, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all this, and, the Black family, those are FBI documents. We got to get that clear out, man, because at some point we got to stop being dumb as a community. When they say, we see that clip from the dude in Baltimore when they say, it takes a village to raise, a child, and like, what if the village is stupid? The village is stupid. So back into this Boston Richey situation. So at some point, you see, I don't listen to his music, I'm older, but I've seen the things that show up. They done called him Boston snitchies, and he was telling, and then they say he messes with young girls, and then now he DL, and now at some point he's gonna, y'all expect him to be like a nice person or a good person after all of this, after he consistently tries to get taken down, consistently. Now when it comes to the whole young girls thing and stuff, that is completely wrong. 100%. But one thing I also understand of being older, I'm from the North. I'm from New York. That was like a Southern thing. That's something that we knew growing up. That was them Southern boys, younger women. That's a Confederacy thing. They still live under Confederacy type rules and laws. Seeing the Confederate flag is nothing down there. Seeing all of them with guns is nothing down there. When we used to be taking our trips down south, that's what people used to go get. We used to, because you can't, as soon as you cross the Mason-Dixon line, or as soon as you get, this is why they have the Mason-Dixon line, and this is why Pennsylvania and all that is a commonwealth, because as soon as you get weapons into New York, everything is worth 10 times more. And I'm telling you as a person, this is what I went to prison for guns. So we used to have to make trips daily down, I said daily, weekly down south. But that's what we knew about the down south people. They drink liquor, they party a lot, they mess with young girls. Like that was their culture. So they don't see nothing wrong with that. And I can guarantee you when they comment under here or say something, it is going to be, there's many of young women that can get down in the comments and be like, yeah, man, yeah. I was 14 riding around with a 30-year-old. I was 16 riding around with this. Yeah, they'll tell you that. That was like their culture. Is it okay? No. But they also was getting married at 15, 16 years old, whatever. And that's where you be hearing them 45-year, 50-year marriages. They've been together their whole lives and all that. A lot of that Southern stuff and their Southern values. A lot has to do with slavery, interbreeding. But they make the strongest slave. It don't even matter if he's 25, 36 or whatever and stuff. Mate with women, no matter as soon as their birthing age, 11, 12, all that comes, that's derived from slavery. So the whole young girl thing, that's just their culture. That's what they, like I said, it's not okay. But if you understand slavery, hold on, we gotta get this right. If you understand slavery, that's where that comes from. That's 100% that's where it comes from. And we're not saying that's okay, but that's their culture. That's what it is. They don't see nothing wrong with it. Some people most people that's basic outside of the South see something wrong with it. That's what they be doing. And then the whole deal thing is like you were doing it to him. You were doing that to him. Like, look, these are the text messages or whatever that she showed where she was picking up all the stuff for him. And hey, this is whatever, you on the way, picking up the strap and all that from him. And they talking nasty, whatever. I can't show too much is going on YouTube and whatever. She exposed the text messages and saying, well, I was doing this for you and whatever. And he was like, well, damn, you're going to make me end up on a blog. He don't really care. And that's what I said from the things of what we've been seeing on the blogs with him throughout the years. He don't really care. And that's the problem with the whole thing of like attacking, like women are raising these men. And then they say, oh, that's my bestie when it come to gay dudes and all this. And then you turn around and be the most homophobic towards them. So what is it? Because when you mad, and that's the problem where you keep seeing the whole, like the emotional thing of you don't have no emotional control. You be making terrible decisions. You know how many family members seen crashed out into the project, have ways of getting out and doing things. We're not saying that you're looking for a man to get out, but we're talking about of school or sports or social circles that mess up because you have no emotional control, because you're making a decision because you in your feelings, and then you tear up the whole thing. Now, okay, you're not dealing with him no more, right? But you also want to start dealing with other men and other suitors on the same level, because women don't go back in lifestyle. Women do not go back in lifestyle. Once they deal with a rich man, they're going to keep trying to deal with rich men. That's why you see once they break up out of relationships, they hop to the next person. Even if it's they hop to the next person because they can't go back in lifestyle. But then you made this emotional decision where, oh, I expose niggas when I'm mad. Now it's going to be hard for you to mess with another man of that same ilk, because they can be like, hey, yo, even if they're not even on that type of time, they're going to be like, hey, yo, when you get mad, you like expose text messages, send videos out and whatever. Now you mess yourself up. Nobody not going to want to deal with you. And they're like, oh, well, he dissed her on the song and whatever and stuff. Hey, we can see the back and forth. We can see that. We can see the back and forth. But, you know, the old hoes, teach the young hoes, please. Teach them how to play the game. Teach them how to play. If that man not beating on you, if that man not, sexually assaulting you, whatever, or cheating on you, teach them how to play the game. Teach them how to play the game. Teach them how to play the game. Teach them, because you can't handle a rich dude or a wealthy dude the way that you handle the average person. You can't play that same game that you're playing with the average person with a person that got money. Yes, you're going to have to kiss some ass. That's what you're going to have to do. Yes, you're going to have to shut up. Yes, you're going to have to, yeah. Especially if you provide no value to his life. If you provide no value, you're going to have to, be quiet. And it'd be simple stuff niggas be asking for. Just be quiet. Cook something. Even if you don't cook nothing, if you got cooked, whatever, still, that's kind of really it. And keep the coochie to yourself. That's it. If you don't provide no value, listen, if you don't provide no value to a rich man, all you got to do is be quiet. Especially if he treating you good. He ain't playing games with you. It's a saying it's a saying where it's a sometimes they know how to mess up a free lunch. I have no problem with you. Hey, if you get in how you live, hey man, if you like to play on rich niggas, do it. They dumb. If they dumb and they going for it, do it. Get your paper out. But then also, this is another thing I'll be seeing is why every single time y'all get into these relationships with these wealthy men, y'all don't save up no money. All you want is purses. You want things of no value. You think because it costs a lot has value, it does not. Things that cost money that you're buying has no value. And I'm telling you, the person that went to Stanford University for product management, most of the items that are sold to women, and most of the items that are sold have no intrinsic value that keeps value. You might say, oh, a Chanel or a Birkin bag or whatever. Oh, it might hold, it goes up in value. That's it. Two purses. And then you get the ones that be lying, oh, I do stocks and bonds, I'll be buying. No, you don't, because then as soon as y'all break up, you end up like Brittany Renner, be mad as hell, trying to film videos, trying to beat up somebody, baby mama and wife and all that, and give problems. And then you try to post a video and think everybody gonna agree with you, but the whole time you didn't do nothing like that. You didn't even try to go to school. You ain't try to use none of that money to get you through school. Like I said, old hoes teach the young hoes. So they're just making a nigga put them through college, through school. You don't have a wet coochie in the dry wallet. You don't want to have that. You always gotta make sure you good first. Now I got to teach y'all with my aunties and stuff, telling my little cousins, make sure you take care of number one first. Y'all sitting there wearing, I want this, I want Lululemon, I want this. You ain't trying to go to school. Rappers used to brag about that. Yes, rappers used to brag. Yeah, I got my little joint going through nursing school. You know how many nurses went through school off the strength of a rapper? Like, y'all stripping for the lifestyle. Like, when they be stripping and doing OnlyFans for the lifestyle, strippers used to go to school. Strippers used to strip to go to school. Yes, strippers used to strip. That was the, you used to, back in the day, that stripper, what you doing? What's your major? Spelman, Clark University. Like, that used to be the thing. Y'all ain't never seen Players Club? That's the problem. That's the problem with the black community. Y'all not watching these classics. These classics will tell you everything that's going on. We're losing recipes. I'll talk to y'all the next one, man. Y'all be easy, man.